everybody. Happy Wednesday. Make sure you smash that like button. Smash that like button on your way in here. Hit that like. I hope y'all are having a great day. Okay. For those that follow my main channel, I will be live on my main channel tonight. So that's why I will give my shout outs. Okay. So please understand, I'm going to save my shout outs for tonight. But I definitely wanted to come on this afternoon to give y'all a quick update on the Sonya Massey case. Okay. Sonya Massey. We went over it yesterday. So make sure that if you missed yesterday's live, watch yesterday's live to catch up with what we're talking about. So today we are going over the 911 audio calls, the coroner calls, and also the dispatch, and hear what was going on with those calls from her initial call to the calls back and forth between dispatch to the coroner, different people. Okay. Also, I do have some updates on Grayson, a little bit of information on who he is and a little bit of his background and things like that. So that's pretty much what we're going to get into on today. Okay. 1 second. So again, shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all for being here on this Wednesday. So shout out to Realistic Dream. Thank you so much for joining my backup channel membership. Again, shout out to Realistic Dream. I appreciate you for joining the backup channel membership. And as always, I appreciate all y'all this also from my main channel and other channels. Okay, and make sure y'all hit this like button to get this video into the algorithm, because since I have not been using this channel, it's kind of like in the ghost zone. Okay, so one thing I want to say is that this incident occurred in the early morning hours of July 6, 2024. And he was not arrested until July 17th. It was the responsibility of the Illinois State Police to do their own investigation onto the incident that occurred. Okay, and throughout time they have been giving like updates and press releases and things like that. So we definitely will get into those releases. Yesterday we already went over some information, but I will go over another one that was previously released on July 10th, just to give y'all some context and some information about what previously occurred in this case. Okay. So basically on July 10th, 2024, the Illinois State Police investigation into officer-involved shooting continues. So they were pretty much saying, hey, we know this incident occurred on July 6th. So here is an update. So on July 10th, 4 days after the incident occurred, they posted this update, this release. And it says, Springfield, the Illinois State Police continues its investigation into an officer-involved shooting at the request of the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office. On July 6, 2024, approximately 12:50 a.m., Sangamon County Sheriff's deputies responded to a 911 call in the 2800 block of Hoover Avenue in Springfield. During the incident, 36-year-old Sonya Massey was shot and later pronounced deceased at an area hospital. And it says the Illinois State Police, ISP, is collaborating closely with the Sangamon County State's Attorney's Office to conduct a timely, comprehensive, and transparent investigation in order to protect the integrity of the legal process and the right to a fair trial in the event charges are filed. The body-worn camera video and additional information related to the incident are not being released at this time. When appropriate, additional information, including the video, will be shared with Sonya Massey's family before releasing further. They pretty much were saying at a later date they will release the body-worn camera video, and they will release it to the family before releasing it to the public. Obviously, to try to let the family view it before it was just available to the public and the media, right? And at that time, during the investigation, they were obviously refusing to release the body-worn camera video and other things. And that can be frustrating for a family, because when you're searching for answers or looking for answers for a loved one that's no longer here, and the police are kind of keeping things under wraps, not telling you anything about who unalived your relative, what happened with it, what's going on, and they're just kind of like just saying, "Oh, it's under investigation, under investigation." So I'm actually going to also go through a timeline of events that occurred as well, with throughout this whole thing, just so y'all can get an idea of how this all went down. Okay. So that was one release for July 10th, and then time went by, of course, and he was arrested on July 17th, 2024. And then people were obviously wondering what is happening with that body-worn camera footage. And that's when they released this on July 22nd, 2024. They released another statement, and they stated, body-worn camera video from July 6, 2024 shooting death of Sonya Massey released. So it says, on behalf of Sangamon County State's Attorney John C. Milheiser, the Illinois State Police is posting the body-worn camera video from the officer-involved shooting of Ms. Sonya Massey on July 6, 2024. The release of this video is occurring after consultation with the family of Sonya Massey. So they had a consultation. They consulted with the family first and let them view it and things like that. Obviously asking for, I guess, their permission and to release the footage. And it says, my prayers are with the family of Sonya Massey, and I commend the Illinois State Police for conducting an expedited investigation into her tragic death, said State Attorney Milheiser. The State Attorney's Office is dedicated to pursuing justice through the prosecution of this case. And it says, on July 6, 2024, at approximately 12:50 a.m., Sangamon County Sheriff's deputies responded to a 911 call in the 2800 block of Hoover Avenue in Springfield. And like I said, I do have the 911 audio. Former Sangamon County deputy Sean Grayson, he was a deputy, okay? And another deputy made contact with the caller. Now, they are kind of still keeping the other deputy's name secret, not really telling that information. Well, at least I have not found that information yet. I got the information yet. Now, I will admit that I have not done a thorough search of the officer's name. I wasn't that relevant important to me since yesterday's live. But yeah, I have noticed that there's not like readily available or accessible information about the other deputy who rendered aid, and most likely because he's someone that is not under investigation he's not the one that was convicted, should I say. I wouldn't say he's not under investigation. I would say he was not the one, not convicted. I'm going too far ahead. Arrested. There has been no conviction yet, okay? He has been indicted and arrested, but there's no conviction, obviously, without a trial. Now, the trial will start August 26th, okay? August 26th is when the trial will start. And moving on, it says, former Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson and another deputy made contact with the caller, Sonya Massey, at her residence. During the interaction inside the home of Ms. Massey, former Deputy Grayson discharged his firearm, striking Ms. Massey and killing her, unaliving her. The Illinois State Police were contacted to conduct an independent investigation into the shooting. And then it says the investigation was conducted in an expedited time frame and was first evaluated under Illinois law for the use of deadly force. After review of the ISP, Illinois State Police investigation, the state attorneys determined the evidence did not support a finding that former Deputy Sean Grayson was justified in his use of deadly force, and the case was presented to a Sangamon County grand jury. So basically, they wanted to make sure, like, was it justifiable? Did he have a right to fire and discharge his weapon? Was there a need to use deadly force? Or was it justifiable? Was it excessive? And based on, we all saw the police footage, and it definitely was unjustifiable. No need for a deadly force, a fatal gunshot wound to the head, and from what it looks like, it was right in her eye. That's what the other officer said, and also the son said in the interview that it seemed to be the bullet entered into like through her eye socket right there, and then they said it wasn't an exit wound. Now the officer isn't a medical professional, but I guess throughout his time, our experience, he didn't see that there was an exit wound for the bullet to like leave her skull and her head, right? So that means that will be lodged in there. And then it says, based on that, it was deadly force used, that, they found that it wasn't justifiable. So they presented this information to the grand jury, okay? And on July 17, 2024, the grand jury returned a 5-count indictment, including 3 counts of first-degree murder. So that's what I was showing yesterday, and I was like, is that an error? Because it had it 3 times. If y'all remember, it said 3 times. So I want to make sure that this is what they actually have stated. 5-count indictment, including 3 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. So that's actually how they have it in there. So it wasn't an error, okay? On July 17, 2024, an arrest warrant was issued and Grayson was taken into custody, and he remains in custody. Now his lawyer tried to, get the, use sympathy and emotional verbiage and words and terminology to try to get him out, and, try to play on people's sympathies by saying, he's not a threat to society, so why not get him a pretrial release? He has, stage 3 colon cancer, so why not give him a pretrial release? And also, he's also getting married in the fall, so why not give him a pretrial release considering all of these things? And he was not granted it, which is rightfully so. I mean, come on now, he's clearly a danger to society. The way he had this temper, and aggressiveness, and how he unalived someone, and his justifications and excuses for doing so, and his following reaction to not even try to render aid, it was just completely cold. And at one point it seemed like he was about to say, just let her bleed out or let her just die. He was just about to say something, so that's why he stopped himself. He cut it short. And then the other officer was visibly shaking. He was literally his hands were shaking because of all that, while he was actually just trying to get the blood off his hands from trying to actually render aid. And when the other officer, the partner that they have not named yet so far that I've seen, he was wanting to render aid immediately once she was shot. And the other officer, Grayson, the shooter, the cold-hearted shooter, he actually was trying to stop the other officer from rendering aid multiple times. But ultimately, I guess he followed his own heart and his humanity and human decency to actually, try to render aid until paramedics arrived, right? Now, again, so far I have not seen any police reports as far as giving more information about the statements made by the police, because following an incident, of course, the police need to do their own write-up of what happened. And I'm curious to know what both officers put. Now, I expect for Sean Grayson, the shooter's report or statement write-up to be, making up lies and trying to villainize Sonya and saying that she charged towards him with the pot and boiling water and, to make himself into a victim, which we know he's not. Now, on the other hand, the other officer that rendered aid that seemed to have more, show more human decency and more respect towards Sonya. I'm curious to know what his statement is, because I will say this, within certain occupations like police department or other places, you could be correctional officer, anywhere where there's a community within that company. Sometimes there can be a certain code where it's favor for favor, or just I have your back, you have my back, and there can be cover-ups and things like that. Well, some people say, good old boy kind of thing. So even though somebody could know the truth, they will go along with the crowd, or to get along, to avoid retaliation from other people. So I'm curious to know what his response is going to be in the report. Is he going to say the truth, like, that he wasn't really a threat, or is he going to go along with Grayson's statement to kind of like have their statements matching up? I don't know. So that's one thing. To be honest, I'm very much so curious about this other officer statement. So far, I like the other officer as far as his response. I'm not saying 100% like, so don't come at my neck. I'm saying as far as him at least showing in her final moments, showing that he was attempting to help her and save her in those final moments, unlike the other officer that just wanted her to bleed out and just, So yeah, I'm just curious to know both officer statements. Okay, and then right here it says, in accordance with Sangamon County State's Attorney's Office and the ISP, Illinois State Police commitment to integrity and public transparency, and pursuant to the Illinois FOIA, the body-worn camera footage of the shooting is being made available to the public and can be found by clicking there. So they actually did make it available to the public, the full body cam footage. And I already showed it yesterday. It was like about 36 minutes of footage. I already showed it. That's why a lot of people had access to the footage, because they actually released it to the public. Everyone could actually have access without actually submitting for a request. Okay. So the next thing I want to go over is the timeline of events, everything that happened. And then from there, we will get into the actual 911 audio call when Sonya Massey called 911 to notify them, or to just request somebody to come check out a potential, prowler. Now, I will say that we need to also give context to what could possibly have been happening. And what we do know is that that this occurred July 6th, and and as we tend to do in the United States, but not everybody. I'm not trying to just say a blanket statement or generalization. But a lot of people will celebrate July 4th, and after that day, people still have fireworks left. They still have fireworks. They still will be celebrating and letting those things, firing those up. Okay, to continue the celebration, or just to those fireworks can be expensive. They can add up, especially if you buy certain kinds, right? So it's possible that she could have heard the noise, like fireworks going off, and people it's constant, like, and sometimes it could sound like gunshots, and sometimes it could sound like bang. It could sound like different noises, and she has a mental health issue as well. So with that being said, no telling what, she probably thought she heard something, because a lot of noise is going on around that time. And in fact, if you actually watch the full video of the police footage, you can hear the fireworks in the background. So people definitely were still doing fireworks right there around that time. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait 1 second here. So let's go over a quick timeline real quick, okay? It says, so around 12:50 a.m., July 6th, two Sangamon County Sheriff's deputies, including defendant Sean P. Grayson, were called to a home in the 2800 block of Hoover Avenue in an unincorporated part of Woodside Township for a possible intruder. According to court documents, they made contact with the 911 caller, Sonya Massey, who appeared to be calm, perhaps unwell, not aggressive. While another deputy was clearing the house, Grayson began aggressively yelling at Massey to put down a pot of boiling water she removed from her stove, although he had given her permission to do so. That was odd for them to say, go in the kitchen, check the pot, and then later to try to weaponize that same request, right? Despite being in another room, Grayson drew his weapon and threatened to shoot Massey in the face. But that him threatening to shoot her in the face definitely shows intent, which is probably why, of course, they labeled this as murder, one first-degree murder, okay, with 3 counts. According to documents, Massey put her hands in the air, said, "I'm sorry," and ducked for cover. We definitely saw her put her hands in the air like, "Hey, my hands are off," which is a common thing, like showing your hands. Nothing is in my hands. I'm not a threat to you. I'm cooperating. And she could see it like he was still aggressive. So yeah, she did, she ducked. But yeah, she also said, "I'm sorry," and things like that. And she ducked for cover, as stated, right? Grayson fired 3 shots, striking Massey once in the face. And that goes back, like I said, into marksmanship and things like that as well. Number one, he should not have shot her at all. And if someone were a threat, people need to be taught, law enforcement needs to be taught how to, maybe aim at limbs or things like that, and not, or even like the torso is a big part of the body. The head is, to me, is showing that you have a reckless disregard for someone's life to aim at a head, when everyone knows the torso is the biggest part of the body. Okay, but yeah, limbs are another option, but for the head, you're definitely trying to issue like a fatal shot. Okay, that's like execution style. Okay. So it says at 1:21 a.m. July 6, according to the Sangamon County news release, deputies reported the shots were fired at this time. And at 1:47 a.m. July 6, Massey is taken to St. John's Hospital emergency room, where she's pronounced dead, according to Sangamon County Coroner Jim Allman. And we're going to hear that in the recording too, what they're going to pronounce her dead at that time, okay? 9:20 a.m. July 6, Sangamon County issues its first news release about the case. By this time, the case has been referred to the Illinois State Police by Sheriff Jack Campbell. And then it says July 8th, Allman and Massey died. Allman said Massey died of a single gunshot wound, according to autopsy findings. So Allman said Massey died of a gunshot wound, according to her autopsy. And it says civil rights and personal injury attorney Ben Crump announced he has been retained by the family of Massey. So July 11 is when Ben Crump officially announced that he was the family's attorney, okay? And then July 12th, a 2-hour protest at Sangamon County building demanding the release of body cam footage and transparency in the case is staged. More protests recurred on July 15 through 16. So there was a protest on July 12th, and then around July 15 through 16, there were more protests. And obviously so, because like people are gonna want answers. Like, we release the footage. And there's a reason people want the footage to be released, because the footage will give all the answers. A lot of times, a lot of answers and clarity to a situation of what really happened. No hearsay, just straight to the video, okay? This said Donna Massey mourns the loss of her daughter. So this is, like I showed this picture yesterday, this is her mother, Donna. So her mother's name is Donna. It says Sonya Massey was fatally shot in her home on July 6th. Donna Massey was attending a protest in front of the Sangamon County building on July 12, 2024. A former Sangamon County Sheriff deputy was charged with unaliving her, Sonya Massey. So that's her mother, Donna, okay? And then, okay, so July 17, Massey family members reviewed the body cam footage of the sheriff's deputies. So July 17 is when the family was able to view it, okay? Sangamon County grand jury indicted Grayson on 5 counts, including 3 counts of first-degree murder. He was arrested and surrenders to police. Campbell and Grayson was terminated as a deputy. But I'm sorry. Campbell said Grayson was terminated as a deputy. So only one officer was terminated. The one officer that was rendered aid, nobody's really after him, really. Okay, nobody is trying to do anything with him. Now, I am seeing some people online feeling that he has done things, such as point his gun and do certain things like that, that they feel like he should also be terminated. So some people are wanting him to be terminated. I'll be honest, because I've seen comments. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, my opinion of that officer will remain. I feel like he showed human decency and helped as best as he could, at considering the other officer was responsible for her unaliving. However, my opinion will remain completely reserved until, partially reserved, I say, until I get the police report, and I want to see if he actually tried to cover for Grayson, like cover it up, or did he actually tell the truth. And that will give after I see what he did or what action he took, that's when I would give my opinion. And even though I do know how the code is, how people try to cover up and do this and that, there are times, of course, where you just don't follow the crowd and you just stand on your morals and principles and integrity, just like he did when the other officer told him not to render aid. He went against that officer and did it. So I'm hoping that he also continued that same behavior in the police report, but time will tell. Okay, it says it was announced that body cam footage will be released July 22nd. A protest rally draws about 200 supporters to the Springfield NAACP building. So about 200 people intended to protest, okay? And then I showed that yesterday, that photo and some of that stuff. July 18th, Grayson makes a first appearance in the Sangamon court before presiding judge Ryan Catajan. It says, Grayson pleads not guilty to all 5 counts. Catajan denied Grayson's petition to be released according to the Pretrial Fairness Act. So he was trying to get released. I'm not going to go over that again. And it failed. He's still being held in jail. Yes. July 19th, Massey's funeral was held at Ruby Funeral Services in Chapel. Eulogizing Massey, Crump said the body cam footage would shock the conscience of America. And let me tell you something. The footage, the body cam footage was shocking, horrible, heinous, involved, disgusting. When I watched the first one, when I have the first officer perspective, the one that rendered aid, the partner that has not been arrested yet, from his perspective, it was chilling. And also at the time when he was sitting there quiet and he was trying to apply pressure to her head, and she was bleeding so much he had to ask for another cloth, another rag to actually try to keep the blood. And he was like, she's gasping. And then when he went out to that car, to that trunk, and his hands were shaking and he was wiping away the blood, and he was traumatized. You could tell he was deeply disturbed by what had happened, and what very emotional response. And then in stark contrast, the other officer was cold, callous, just uncaring. He was like calling her a bitch after he just unalived her. Like, you unalive somebody for no reason, then you have to say crazy bitch right after. Crazy. So those officers was like a complete contrast, right? But let me tell you, when I saw the second footage from Grayson, the shooter's perspective, and number one, he didn't have his camera on the full time like he should have. To me, that shows that he's a person that doesn't follow rules and regulations. And that also shows that maybe he purposely doesn't have his camera on to hide things and not to be purposely seen, or his actions monitored. He doesn't like to be monitored. And I wonder why, Grayson. You don't like to be monitored because you know you're going to do unethical things, right? And say unethical things. You don't want it to be captured. However, thankfully, thank God that his partner followed rules and regulations, protocols, and he actually kept his on the whole time. So we got to see, even when he arrived, checking out the perimeter of the home, and the whole surroundings. So he kept his on the whole time, all the way up until the end. Even when his hands were shaking at the car, he kept his camera on. So we got to see real, raw, and true, actual, factual footage. But let me tell you, as I was saying, because I want to get off onto a tangent, the second police footage from the shooter's perspective, Grayson, when you can actually see how he's trying to target her, like he's hunting her down, and you can see her, and she has her hands up, and she's like, I'm sorry, and then she's ducking, and she's trying to hide and try to protect herself, like, oh my God, he's hunting me down. And you can actually see how he's maneuvering himself and positioning himself and going on and moving to kind of like hunt her down and go around the counter. Nobody is, no pot of water, no nothing, nothing is threatening you. You're actually going towards her. And that's one thing I hate when people say, oh, I feel like I'm in threat. It's like a threat, but then they're going towards somebody, they're chasing somebody, they're following somebody. If they're feeling so much of a threat, why are you going after somebody? Why are you hunting them? Why are you trying to find them? Why are you seeking them out? Why are you following? Typical Karens and these weird racist people. Okay, so anyways, he actually like maneuvers and positions himself and goes around the counter and then shoots and fires off, hunts her down. So to be that right there, to be honest, that was very chilling and that very triggering. And then so I don't even see why, to be honest, I don't even see why, after looking at that, why it would take that long for police to recognize that that was murder, first degree murder with intent, because he actually said he was going to shoot her before he in the face before he did it. That's yeah. So let's go back here. So when Trump said the camera footage would shock the conscience of America, he's right. He's right, because I don't think anybody, this would go down in history because that's something unforgettable. I've seen a lot of, like police brutality, but that is definitely something right there. And then they have 36 minutes of footage as well. Okay, so similar to images of Emmett Till, a teenager whose lynching in 1955 galvanized the civil rights movement. Okay, 2 p.m. July 22nd. Sangamon County releases sheriff's deputies' body cam footage, and it says 3 p.m. July 22nd, protesters marched in Massey's memory from Pleasant Grove Baptist Church to Coroner Cox Park on South Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. Now, I will say this: when I looked at her obituary, she is a Baptist. And like I said, she has this religious background. She is a Baptist. That's why she had her Bible. And also, did y'all notice, I think that she has like a cross pendant around her neck. Like in that picture that everybody's using with her, she has her hair in a bun. I think that's a cross. I have to zoom in to make sure. And then she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. She said she asked the officer to hand the Bible. Even when they approached her at the door, she answered the door, she brought up God. She definitely was a woman of faith, okay? And then let's see here. Okay, so July 22nd, they protesters marched for her memory from Pleasant Grove Baptist Church to that park, okay? To the MLK Park. And it says Monday, not Monday, the morning of July 23rd, Governor J.B. Pritzker and Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton meet with members of the Massey family at Union Baptist Church in Springfield. So I'm noticing Baptist. So most likely it looks like our family could be, Baptist, okay? So she might have grew up Baptist. I don't know. Okay. It says morning, July 23rd, at press conference at Springfield NAACP building, Ben Crump says the U.S. Department of Justice has opened an investigation into the Sonya Massey case. So that is where we're at now. So that was July 23rd. So now let's go ahead and get into the audio. But I want to okay, so I want to make sure I cover everything, okay, in a certain amount of time. Let me see. Shout out to Bree, says rest peacefully, Sonya, you were loved. Yes. Rest in heaven to Sonya, and also make sure y'all, I actually added some images, and if y'all have any images, I can share it to my community wall as well. If anybody makes any graphics, just to spread the word. A lot of times it's good to have images that people can share around social media. So that's why sometimes we'll make at least some images that are shareable. But yeah, shout out to Brie. I appreciate a super sticker. And everybody else, remember, support my channel for free just by hitting that like button. Let's get into the audio, okay? So there's about 30 minutes of audio. I'm going to go piece by piece, and sometimes I will stop, and sometimes I will just play, okay?
911.
And yes, I agree, Faith, about they already were waiting for paramedics, but to be honest, they were moving slow. I don't know what was happening that day or what's the typical timeline or time frame, should I say? But I do feel like it's like it seemed like it was eternity forever. I don't know. Like I live in the area, like if you call 911, they'll be like expeditiously, but it's like sometimes when I'm watching some of this like stuff that's happening around the world, it's like somebody calls 911, it's like, what's happening? Like, where are they at? It's like it's taking a long time. And what happened to like emergency services? That's crazy, right? So I don't know. This was in Springfield, Illinois. I don't know how their 911 operates or how long they usually take to come to certain areas or what's happening. Yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead and listen to this audio.
What's the address for your emergency?
2868 South Hoover Avenue.
What's going on there?
I keep hearing stuff on the outside of my house, and it sounds like somebody was banging on the side of my house. I don't know. Could y'all come and see?
And can you confirm the address for me?
It is 2868 South Hoover Avenue.
What is your name?
Sonya Massey.
And your phone number?
I don't know the number by heart, but I know that somebody's outside my house right now.
Okay. Have you seen the person? 911, what's the address for your emergency? Hello, 911.
So here's the thing. Yeah, she has mental health issues. Someone actually said within the family said something about her possibly being diagnosed with paranoid, schizophrenic, like she's paranoid, schizophrenic, or whatever, right? However, at the same time, we have to remember that it was around the 4th of July as well, a lot of noise. Even when they were outside, checking the perimeter and looking around to make sure everything was clear and everything was good and nothing was out of place. You could hear a lot of fireworks and a lot of noise, like because you could tell people were still celebrating the 4th of July holiday. Because the 4th of July was, the 4th of July. And then this occurred July 6th. So I'm not saying that's just speculation, that there's a lot of noise was going on because of fireworks and things and activities.
3 Frank 15, CMED. Go for 15. 2868 Hoover Street, County's out requesting.
So it looks like she called the first time and spoke to someone, then she called again, but then she wasn't saying anything. It was like dead air. Okay.
EMS. There's shots fired, stating that a female shot in the head.
Copy, we'll be in route.
3 Frank 15, CMED.
Go for 15.
Go ahead and approach when you get there.
Copy.
Central Dispatch Gate.
Hi, Terry State Police.
Hey.
You got a shooting with your officers involved?
Yes, 2868 Hoover.
2868. 2868 Hoover. I've got 3 units going.
2868, yes. We don't actually know what happened. He just screamed shots fired. Somebody heard, one of the dispatchers heard the gunshot, said a female shot in the head, but we don't know if she shot herself or a deputy shot her.
Or what, yeah, okay.
It came in as a prowler. She heard someone outside her house. I actually took the call. I tried to ask her further, and she hung up on me. They're now saying self-inflicted.
So this is where the self-inflicted comes into play. Okay, so later you'll hear another person, dispatch, say that he could not make out what the officer said. So he automatically assumed that the officer said self-inflicted. So he said it was kind of mumbled or the audio was low or something. So he automatically noted that. But that's where that comes into play. Okay, yeah. weird. And we all know it definitely was not a self-inflicted injury. Okay, she did not harm herself or anything like that. But pay attention towards the very end of all the audio. A dispatcher will say that that's what he thought he heard someone say. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Central Dispatch, Matt.
Hey, Matt, this is Master Sergeant Weston with ISP Zone 4.
Yeah.
Told to call so I could get transferred to whoever.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I'm transferring you to. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Scott, can I help you?
Hey, Scott, this is Master Sergeant Weston with ISP Zone 4 Investigation.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I was told to call to get transferred to whoever from SPD.
It's for county. It's, Audie. Do you know him?
Yeah,
Do you have his number? Or you made a transfer? You?
I'll call him directly.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thanks. Central Dispatch, Scott.
Hey, Scott, it's Jamie.
Yeah.
Just letting you know that I currently do not have any troopers out at that address in Springfield on Hoover.
Okay.
They had to leave for a barricaded subject in our county.
Yeah, we got 3 going to that too.
Oh, you do too? Okay.
But it's Sherman and Williamsville.
It's what?
Sherman and Williamsville.
Sherman Williamsville. Well, that's
Yeah.
good to know. I'll add that to our call too.
And then Zone 4 is en route to that Hoover call. I don't know
You what?
if Zone 4 investigations is en route to that Hoover call as well.
Okay. So I want y'all to understand that the Hoover address they're talking about is her address. So when you keep on hearing Hoover, they're talking about Sonya's address. Now, some people in notice and are pronouncing her name as Sonya, which is sometimes like, the Latin kind of Hispanic, way. And then there's the other way of Sonya. So, I'm actually going to listen some more to some of the family, but I noticed that different people are saying, some people are saying Sonya, and some people are saying Sonya. Okay.
Yeah, they haven't called on and told us anything yet, but I called and I let him know, and he was going to call us immediately. So.
Yeah, he called him.
Okay.
He just called him directly, so I don't know any further. And then they're calling CSI out as well.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, well, if you need something, let me know.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Daniel. This is Chelsea.
Hey, C-Med, give me the names of those that are on 34815, please?
The thing I have. Ooh. It's gonna be Heath Howard.
Heath Howard?
Heath, H-E-A-T-H, Howard.
Is he the paramedic?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Amanda. Last name's gonna be M as in Mary, A-T-R-I-S-C-H.
Thank you very much.
I have one more.
Oh, you got a third one on there? Okay.
Yeah, they're running through tonight. It's gonna be Joel, J-O-E-L. Luke at the L-U-C-A-S-E-Y.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
It's Jim.
Jim and Scott.
Thanks so much.
Sorry about you. I've got, I believe we have an officer-involved shooting that resulted in a death. And the ER has just called, but Audie would like to talk to you as well.
Okay. Is Audie on his cell phone?
Yeah, he's at the scene. The patient's at St. John's. They just called for the coroner. I called Audie first. I don't know if you want me to go ahead and call the on-call or...
So right there, as you can see, he said the patient is at where? St. John's. As I went through the timeline. That's why I went through the timeline so y'all can get like more context as y'all listen to this audio what's being said and what's being done. Okay. Again, if you missed yesterday's live about the actual police footage, I suggest you watch that before listening to this because you will be lost. Okay.
What? So
It's hard. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yep. Do you want this guy's extension? It's just Christian at the ER, so it is at St. John's.
Yeah. What is the extension?
2051604.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Illinois State Police Communications, Jamie, can I help you?
Hey, it's Scott Simon. Our captain of our investigations division is requesting your Zone 4 investigations division for our Hoover call.
Just 1 second. Okay. Does he have a phone number to contact you?
If you just want to have him call here and we'll transfer him out.
Yeah, we stated that yesterday, Jack Z. She has mental health issues. She said that she was on her medication. He was acting unhinged. In that situation, in that incident, he was the one unhinged and irrational and out of control. Okay, she was calm and she was not the problem. Okay, he was the problem. He didn't do anything wrong in that situation. Yeah. Now, some people are just bringing that up as to put it into context and how he should have been moving differently and knowing how to work with people that are diagnosed and understanding if she is a paranoid schizophrenic and she could be paranoid when you have police officers or other people around in her home and things like that. But even still, despite that, she was still cooperating, she was cooperating and to be honest, right before that whole thing, it was like back and forth, friendly banter. But yeah, we kind of discussed some of that stuff on yesterday.
Okay.
You guys still got units out there?
Yeah, we stopped 3 after. All right, we'll have him call as soon as we can.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
St. John's emergency.
Can I speak to Christian, please?
Yeah. St. John's cares about your experience. Our goal is to deliver. St. John's cares about your experience. Our goal is to deliver the best patient experience possible. We will listen to you, keep you informed, and provide.
This is calling the hospital. That's a hospital. Remember, she's at St. John's Hospital. Okay.
St. John's cares about your.
St. John's VR, this is Christian.
Christian, it's got a dispatch. What's the time of death for that?
Time of death was 0147.
0147. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
So right there, he's like, requesting the time of death. It says, the dispatcher requesting the time of death and said 147. 147. And that's what was in the timeline, right? Yes, they were saying at first it was self-inflicted, but they were saying now that it was just an error, or should I say miscommunication, that the dispatcher could not hear the officer to understand what was being said, or there was some sort of miscommunication. And the dispatcher will discuss it in this live. All right, in this live, I'm going to play the audio of the dispatcher discussing why he thought it was someone said self-inflicted, or the audio wasn't clear, or there wasn't clarity. So that's just what the dispatcher said. Again, I'm just playing the audio. So I would just say be patient, and I would just wait until the end of the audio to hear what's all said.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 2 1. Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 2 1.
Okay.
Hi, is it Sonya?
Yeah, I need. I got the sheriff's department here, but I was calling for help from y'all.
Okay. Are you there with the deputies right now?
They're here in my house right now.
Now, on the police video, the footage, y'all remember that when the police officers, the deputies came into her home, Grayson and his partner, she was on the phone with other people. Remember? She was on the phone with other people, and she was telling those people to stay on the phone with her. I do believe that she wanted them to stay on the phone with her because she felt probably more secure with having other people on the phone listening. Like she wanted somebody else to be on the phone listening to what was going on in the home while the other officers were there. That's my opinion. Because she did not want to hang up on the phone. She did not want to get off the phone with the dispatch or other people on the phone. Okay. They were like, well, since the police are there now, we can hang up. But she didn't want to. She wanted to stay on the phone. Okay. So I would say go back to the police footage and you can hear her talking on the phone to somebody, and this is the recording from that. Okay, hold on.
There with the deputies right now?
They're here in my house right now.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go so you can talk to them.
No, hold on. Wait a second, sir. Okay.
Wait a second for what? You're there with the deputies, correct?
No, hold on. Okay.
Hold on for what?
Just 1 second. Okay.
So, in my opinion, she wanted the person, the dispatcher, the person she's on the phone with, she wanted them to stay on there, on the phone and not hang up or disconnect. And that person was like, well, the police are there now, the deputies are there now, so I don't have to be on the phone with you anymore. But she was like, no, hold on.
I got the paperwork you say, y'all.
Since you're on the phone, Scott needs you because they had a citizen's complaint, but we also just had what may be an officer-involved shooting.
Okay.
We don't have any info, and nobody will tell us, which is really fun.
Yeah, that's glorious.
Yeah, but they...
Now, one of these calls, I will say, is kind of... They're gonna kind of like make a joke about the incident. And I will say this. Those jokes are inappropriate. It's an inappropriate joke. And a lot of times people in these occupations, like they work with people, some people start having a dark sense of humor. Now, I'm not making no justifications or excuses. I'm just saying that sometimes people start having a dark sense of humor, and it's inappropriate, to be saying certain things. And then a lot of this stuff gets captured. And I mean, people that work in homicide or deal with a lot of death and things like that. And sometimes they start getting the dark humor. It's inappropriate. It's all around inappropriate. So with that being said, there is going to be people in here joking about, we're probably going to have to try to get counseling and things like that. So it definitely is triggering. So it's definitely going to be triggering. And I definitely I can tell that some people, once this audio has fully been and everybody's posting on it, some people are going to complain about these people that made these jokes, that joke. That's an inappropriate joke, okay? Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Matt. The guy was demanding to speak to a supervisor, and so they got him out to Matt.
Well, that's fucking awful. I mean, not you guys, but yeah, my phone didn't go off at all.
Well, damn it.
So, my absolute deepest apologies. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But anyway.
Well, Scott says he's going to punch you in the nose.
That's well deserved. I will sit here and take it. I feel I'm horrified. I'm sorry.
That's fine. But we had lady call in, said your noise is up. God damn. Come on, Eddie. Okay, did any other people talk all at once? Did you have anybody working off duty? Anyway, we had two guys go out to Hoover, 2800 block of Hoover, for a female, said that there was somebody scratching on the outside of her house. She hung up on us mid-questioning. They got out there, got no response. I called her back, no answer on the phone. And then I called her back again because they were running on 28, trying to make contact with her. She called in from a second phone, but didn't say anything. So I called her back on the original one again. She answered, and then she said the deputies were standing right there. They asked me to hang up, so I hung up. And then a couple minutes.
So right there, this is the person right here, the dispatcher. He's describing how the different calls that came in and how he was the one on the phone with her when the deputies arrived. Okay? So he was the one on the phone with her when the deputies arrived. So he's going, giving the rundown.
Went by, somebody was pulling out a traffic stop in the middle of a traffic stop. You heard a gunshot, and they were screaming 1078. Everybody obviously hauled ass over there. We didn't know if it was self-inflicted. He asked for 1096 history, and then I just confirmed self-inflicted, and I thought he said.
So when the officer called, this guy right here is saying, dispatch is saying, hey, he asked if there was a 1096 history on that, on Sonya, right? Because remember, on the police footage, that's why I said it's best about the police footage first. On the police footage, he did call in and he was like, is there like a 1096 on her, officer involved with the a person with a mental health issue, right? So with that being said, I'm going to actually play this again because you have to listen the second time to actually catch everything and remember exactly what happened in the police footage that we listened to, okay, or watched.
It was, but I can't play it back on the recorder because his response was too short for a recorder to pick up. So
it didn't pick it up.
Yeah, so there's just a click. But it sounded like he said there was, but now they have ISP investigations now, so we're thinking it was also involved.
So he said now he thought that he heard the officer say self-inflicted, but it was just too short of something to get it captured or recorded. And now that ISP, which is the Illinois state, now that they are involved in it, he's like, well, this has to be officer-involved shooting. So it's obviously an officer-involved shooting and not self-inflicted, okay? So the dispatcher is saying that maybe it's error on his end, a miscommunication as to why he put self-inflicted, okay? Yeah. Because now that the Illinois State Police are investigating it, there's no way that it was self-inflicted because they don't get involved for self-inflicted cases or incidents. They get involved when it's like officer-involved shooting and things like that. So that's why, yeah.
Shit, okay.
Yeah, so just want to give you a heads up.
All right, well, I appreciate that. And again, I'm sorry about all of that shit. So
Well, we'll bring it up in our counseling sessions.
that's all right. Sounds good to me.
All right. Well,
All right.
you're done in 30 minutes, so enjoy it.
God damn it. All right. Bye.
So he's like, oh, sorry about all of this. And then, dispatcher's like, oh, yeah, we'll just bring this up in our counseling session. And they give a little chuckle, and things like that. So I'm going to play this call one more time. So you can actually see what's going on. Okay. And again, like I said, watch the police footage first, because if you watch the police footage first, you'll understand what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, that means you did not watch the full police footage video. I told y'all they would make an inappropriate joke. It was inappropriate. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
A gunshot, and they were screaming 1078. They got out there, got no response. I called her back. God damn it. Come on, Eddie. Okay, could any other people talk all at once? Anyway, we had two guys go out to Hoover, 2800 block of Hoover, for a female said that there was somebody scratching on the outside of her house. She hung up on us mid-questioning. They got out there, got no response. I called her back. No answer on the phone. And then I called her back again because they were running on 28, like trying to make contact with her. She called in from a second phone, but didn't say anything. So I called her back on the original one again. She answered, and then she said the deputies were standing right there. They asked me to hang up, so I hung up. And then a couple minutes went by. Somebody was calling out a traffic stop in the middle of a traffic stop. You heard a gunshot, and they were screaming 1078.
Oh, shit.
Everybody obviously hauled ass over there. We didn't know if it was self-inflicted. He asked for 1096 history, and then I just confirmed self-inflicted, and I thought he said it was, but I can't play it back on the recorder because his response was too short for our recorder to pick up. So
Yeah, it didn't pick it up.
yeah, so there's just a click, but it sounded like he said there was, but now they have ISP investigations, so we're thinking it was also involved.
Shit, okay.
Yeah, so just want to give you a heads up.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. And again, I'm sorry about all of that shit. So
We'll bring it up in our counseling sessions.
that's all right. Sounds good to me.
All right. Well,
All right.
you're done in 30 minutes, so enjoy it.
God damn it. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
I want to give a shout out to 3 people that has in the Cash App. I said I would give a shout out in my live, and that is Ahmad. So shout out to Ahmad. I definitely do appreciate the Cash App you sent. That said just because. Also shout out to Dior and also Amin. So Dior and Amin, I also thank y'all all 3 for the Cash App. I appreciate the support. And everybody else, remember, support my channel for free just by what? Hitting that like button.
Saints off duty.
Central Dispatch.
Yeah, somebody
this is
works
Maggie.
Saints off duty. Hey, it's Ace. Catch off camera side.
Hey, oh yeah, 1 second.
I'm not sure.
What's it doing?
Okay. Hey, it's Ace.
Yep.
Do we have her name?
Yes.
Okay.
That's Sonya Massey.
Spell that last name.
Massey.
How old is
And hold on 1 second. Come on, computer.
it? We got anything holding?
Nothing worth a while. 212 of 88.
Okay. And where's that ambulance going, do you know? We just left.
See, man, did they see where they're headed from Hoover? St. John's Hospital.
All right. All right, thanks.
Cool.
Bye.
Right.
Central Dispatch, Scott.
Scott, it's Audie.
Yes, sir.
For me, who has been notified, and someone down there, please call Troop 6 Dispatch and request Zone 4 investigations.
Sure. I will call them.
Go ahead and give them a call and hand them out. You can send them out to my cell, whoever the call back is. If we can't get anybody, let me know and I'll make some calls.
Okay.
All right, I'm on channel 1 too. I got my radio on as well.
You want me to put you on this?
Yeah, I'll be in there in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Scott.
72 westbound for 106, 72 westbound for 106.
Okay. The next thing you're going to hear is the shot, and he's covering 734. You hear the shot, a brief thing, and then you have 318 shots fired.
I heard the shots fired.
Well, you're going to hear the shot right before it. Hold on.
72 westbound for 106, 72 westbound for 106.
That very first click was the shot. Right here.
It said that she was pronounced dead at the hospital. Okay, so 1:47 a.m. she was pronounced dead at St. John's Emergency Hospital. Now I don't know if she was en route or not, but most likely probably at the hospital. She made it to the hospital and she was still alive, but then at the hospital she was pronounced deceased. So in my guess, based on what's stated, is that she died at the hospital.
That was it. When it first happened, I thought 734 was getting shot at.
A lot of times they are not expecting for this audio to be released. These are a lot of their activities and things and calls are recorded, and the public can request these recordings. Okay, so they are thinking a lot of the time this is going to stay private between their co-workers and colleagues, and not actually released to the public so the public can hear these things. But obviously, that's not the case in 2024. People can request these things. But that being said, the people will hear these jokes and because like somebody said, they are desensitized to a lot of this stuff, and then they have this workplace humor, dark humor, and things like that can leak out into the public, and it's definitely inappropriate, right?
318, 319, just 43. When you're clear that, I'm going to be both back to a prowler. Color hears noises outside the house. We can answer questions on up on it.
19, I'm en route.
En route. SG 675 status.
Secure.
10. SG 766 status.
Secure.
7. SG 320. 25 post, grab an OP for Doug Smith. City's out with him at 504 West Edwards.
41, if you want to clear me off this, I can take that.
320.
Thanks, Bob.
328, 320.
Cool.
SG 320.
Sorry, go ahead.
328, 320, both units. Number 5, Boulder Point Drive. Number 5, Boulder Point. Seaman's going to be en route for a 57-year-old male subject who fell down stairs. He's bleeding from his head. Caller advising that he is 1056 and been smoking J6 tonight. I believe he's going to be combative when EMS gets there.
28 all advised.
Yeah, we're 20 on Jason. 18, 19, 7. SG 320, can you start 430, 437 Tuxhorn Road? Debbie's dog is barking again. 41, 7.
19, right, she's with an officer. 319.
319.
You can try and call her 17 back here and let her know we're out front.
7. Getting no answer on callback, going to a voicemail with no name.
I hear her phone ringing, she's using some of the doors. We're about to get some.
320.
SG 320, go ahead.
Do me a favor, put old Debbie in hold. I'm going to run out to the same call with Jason.
318, 319. 3:43 now. We're getting an open line on 911 from a 911 only cell phone. It's not the call that she originally called from. And all we can hear is some sort of wrestling around.
Yeah, she was yelling inside. She told us to hold on. 19 got a 20 foot.
Good. 20 comes back. Or a caller at that address showing up facility.
Devil. You can hang up.
318, are you out with her?
Yes, please hang up.
Absolutely will.
41 on being out.
41, Deborah. SG 605 status.
10.
10.
9734 traffic, so.
SG 734, go ahead.
72 westbound to 106, 72 westbound to 106.
Gentleman's close, units out, and you can start.
Reading this now, we got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female, 1078.
And you can start 2868 Hoover, 2868 Hoover. Units on scene are 1078, shots fired.
3-4's en route from that clearing this stop. 302 on route.
She's still breathing, but she's losing a lot of blood from the head.
How did that?
80 call history with her being 1096.
Just confirm self-inflicted.
2 on out. Hold everybody down.
Units en route.
1070. 1078 is requesting assistance, so that person is requesting assistance. Okay. Obviously, since she was shot in the head, they need assistance.
To Hoover, slow down and continue. Units en route to 2868 Hoover, slow down and continue.
EMS coming 1018.
All units have been advised to slow down except for EMS, who is coming 1018.
41, I'm going to be 23.
20, 28 around.
19
for 20, where you
at? Jane, where have you been at, Jane? I haven't seen you in a long time. Long time no see.
I'm at my apartment.
341, put this 28 on the ticket.
Go right ahead.
302 is 1 closed.
That's perfect.
We're secure down here. You can open it.
Channel 1 is going to be open for normal traffic. Units out. 2868 Hoover going to be secure at this time. So we can clear 0138.
302 on 5.
302, go ahead.
You note on the ticket SG4 has been notified. 302 on 5.
302, go ahead.
Case number and my time on scene.
Case number is 21571, 21571, and standby for on scene time. On scene at 123-123.
Time was 341 here.
125, 125.
302 on 5.
Good.
Does city have anybody working off duty at Saints?
I will check. Can you have SG4 call in, please?
He said yes. 302 on 5.
Good.
I know I asked. Did you guys ever get back with me to see if there was anybody working off duty at Saints?
I don't see that Saints has or city has anybody, but I'll call down and find out.
.302 on 5.
302, good.
You note on the ticket SG4 has been notified. 302 on 5.
302, good.
Case number and my time on scene.
Case number is 21571, 21571, and standby for on scene time. On scene at 123-123.
Time was 341 here.
125, 125.
302 on 5.
Good.
Does city have anybody working off duty at Saints?
I will check. Can you have SG4 call in, please?
He said yes. 302 on 5.
Good.
I know I asked. Did you guys ever get back with me to see if there was anybody working off duty at Saints?
I don't see that Saints has or city has anybody, but I'll call down and find out.
Agent 2 and Truck 2 from Control, go ahead and approach when you get on scene.
Copy that.
Truck 2, did you copy?
Engine 2 from truck 2. What equipment do you need?
Engine 8 from control.
Control engine 2.
Engine 2.
Being around safe.
Copy.
Control engine 2, can you show us out of Memorial? I'm sorry, St. John's.
Copy, engine 2.
Engine 2, respond to unclassified 8 call at 2868 Hoover Street. Cross streets are Henry Street and Culver Avenue. Truck 2, respond to unclassified 8 call at 2868 Hoover Street. Cross streets are Henry Street and Culver Avenue.
Central Dispatch, Scott.
Hey, this is Christian, nurse in the ER at St. John's, Springfield. I need to report a death to the coroner.
Is that the one from Hoover?
On my, probably, GSW.
Yeah, 3 Frank 15, Rodden.
So. Yeah.
Okay, your name?
Christian, spelled like the religion.
And what extension?
20, I believe it's 51604, I believe is what mine is.
Okay. Sounds good, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye. Central Dispatch, Scott.
Hey, this is Christian, nurse in the ER at St. John's, Springfield. I need to report a death to the coroner.
Is that the one from Hoover?
On my, probably, GSW.
Yeah, 3 Frank.
So right there, the dispatch gives the name of Christian. It says spelled like the religion, okay, the faith, Christianity, right? With that being said, he says he wants to report a death to the coroner, and the person already knows who he's referring to, which is Hoover. Okay.
3 Frank 15, Rodden.
So. Yeah.
Okay. Your name?
Christian, spelled like the religion.
And what extension?
20, I believe it's 51604, I believe is what mine is.
Okay. Sounds good, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
You can start for 2868 Hoover 1018, use 10-0 for shots fired. See if me around. Show me 7-4.
85% Travis.
7-4.
804 stack line.
Hoover. 8-4.
3, once we get some suspect information or vehicle information, that's the stuff we need to start working on to help them out.
913, key 21. 913, you copy county's update? I didn't. Self-inflicted.
On my way over.
10-4. 10-4. Units are to Hoover, continue to slow down. Any units that are out are 1060 on Hoover, just 43. Team is going to be coming 1018. Make sure you're clear of the roadway to the scene. I think we're good out here. We don't need anybody else. 10-4. Any units are out to Hoover that are not 1060 or 23. Disregard and advise.
Central Dispatch, this is Rick.
Hey, what's up? Hey, we're trying to figure it out, but we think that they may actually either self-inflicted or they may have shot her. We're trying to figure that out.
Okay, I just don't want the whole fucking city walking around like spectators. Yeah. So, okay, cool. I'll listen for it.
Okay, I'll let you know if I hear anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Central Dispatch, Scott.
Yeah, hang on, Scott.
Hey, did you say hang on?
Yeah, hang on a second, Scott. Keep him here for now so I can double check the policy. Dan Bailey was wanting to come down, but I'm going to use the FOP rep. Him and Alyssa Acker. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, St. John's just called, 1079.
1079.
That was 0147.
0147. Okay.
And they just wanted the coroner called. I don't know if you...
So they keep on saying 147 because that's the time she was pronounced deceased, no longer here. Okay, at 147. Senseless act of violence. That's all I can say is senseless, senseless, senseless. There was no need to even pull out a weapon at all or do anything with a weapon at all. She was not a threat. She was not doing anything threatening. In fact, they are the ones that told her to go check on the pot in the first place. All thing she was concerned with at first was just trying to find some sort of paperwork to show them some sort of paperwork that she wanted to show. And that's why John Grayson is where he should be in jail right now. Okay? Hold on. So there's only about a few more minutes of this 911 audio, okay? Hold on.
I'll make that phone call myself.
Okay. I have somebody they need to call. You mean to just call Jim and tell him, or have him call you?
Have
Jim call you?
Yeah, have Jim call me.
Okay.
Thanks.
Central Dispatch, Scott.
Yeah, hang on, Scott.
Hey, did you say hang on?
Yeah, hang on a second, Scott. Okay. Keep him here for now so I can double check the policy. Dan Bailey was wanting to come down, but I'm going to use the FOP rep. Him and Alyssa Acker. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, St. John's just called, 1079.
1079.
That was 0147.
0147. Okay.
And they just wanted the coroner called. I don't know if you...
I'll make that phone call myself.
Okay. I have somebody they need to call. You mean to just call Jim and tell him, or have him call you?
Have
Jim call you?
Yeah, have Jim call me.
Okay.
Thanks.
So that was the end of all the calls, like 30 minutes worth of calls. Some I played twice. Okay, so he previously, Sean Grayson, I already showed his current mugshots already. He also was previously arrested in 2015 and 2016 for DUI. Okay, he's actually, a tall man, and y'all saw his body type in the police footage: 6'3", around 199 pounds. Sonya is petite, 110 pounds, probably soaking wet. No threat at all. It's complete racism, okay? Racism is alive and well, as we all know. Come on, okay? With that being said, he had 2 DUIs. He was actually previously married before, and when he was married before, that person he was married to filed for divorce, and that was 2015. He was married, and she filed for divorce. I do not know why she filed for divorce. I don't know that information as of now. Okay, I just know that he was previously married, and the wife is the one that filed for divorce. Now, am I surprised that the wife filed for divorce? No, I'm not surprised that the wife filed for divorce. Let me check on this real quick. So about let me see, 2015 that was a DUI, and so Grayson is actually 30 years old. He was born in June 7th, 1994. I'm just looking at this case real quick. So at that time, it was reported 6'3", 199 pounds. The 2015, so this is a 2015 DUI case. Okay, so let's see. 5/2/2016. It says, let me start from the top. So August 6, 2015, he was given ticket number 9217. Driving under the influence of alcohol. Supervision says 7 days. It has another ticket number at the bottom. Driving under influence of alcohol. Okay, so for driving under the influence of alcohol, the plea was actually guilty. That has a Class A misdemeanor. So I guess he pled guilty to that one. And then there was another one, driving under influence of alcohol. It says blood alcohol level of 0.08. And then there was no plea for that one. Okay. One second. And then we have, let's see. So the complaint was filed on August 10, 2015. First appearance set for September. It was set for trial for September 11, 2015. And it says motion for discovery is filed. Discovery is due September 8, 2015. Copy of this docket entry to the attorney's record. And then, let's see. Statement of compliance, pretrial set for October 14, 2015. I'm just scrolling up trying to see if anything worth mentioning, shall I say. Totaling, let's see, $1,796, bond of $250 applied, time to pay set for June 2nd, 2016 at 9 a.m. So they gave him a set time to pay a certain amount of money. And then it said time to pay was reset twice. So it was from, July 1st, then it went 2016 and August 4, 2016. And then he started to make payments. So July 1st, 2016, he made a payment of $30. Because I guess that balance was a certain amount of money, like $1,796, a bond of $250. He started making payments on it, and you see payment of $30, and then payment of $25. I'm not gonna go through all of this, but he started to make payments on the amount. And then it looks right here on 12/21/2016, he made a payment of $591. And it says new balance is $0, account paid in full. I don't know how I went from new balance of $1,291 and then him paying $591, and then it just said paid in full. How? Unless they made some sort of arrangement or agreement with him to pay the full balance. Like if I pay the full balance, can you just reduce the amount or something? I don't know. But anyways, right here it showed that it was actually still at $1,291. I think he made a payment of $25. And then the next time he made a payment of $591, and all of a sudden it says $0. So anyways, that's on that. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So that's a 2015 DUI. So let's go ahead and look at the 2016 DUI. And most likely I'll just come back tomorrow because, to be honest, y'all, I need some rest. I need rest. Okay, I'm sure y'all can tell, like, hey, where's her energy? I need some sleep, some rest. Okay, hold on one second. Let me refresh this real quick. Well, this is a 2016 one DUI. At this time, it looks like he put 6'4", 226 pounds. Now look at your stature. Look at your body build, your stature. 6'4", 226 pound man versus a short woman is probably 5'1", 5'2", 110 pounds soaking wet. Yeah, far away from you, and you're hunting her down. You're right where you need to be. Okay. Right where you need to be. Okay, so that's a DUI. And of course, there's always going to be more information on it. But I don't think that many people are that concerned about the DUI. Or, some people are just curious to know his background. Now, I know some people are curious to know his history with other police departments. He has worked at 6 different agencies in the last 4 years. So people are definitely wanting to know why he kept switching and more details about any complaints that were sent in. And people are requesting that information. So that will be out soon, I'm sure. So for the 2016 case, it says fine right there. It says ticket number. Let me start from the beginning. 7/23/2016. Ticket number 14726. Driving under the influence of alcohol. He pled guilty to the Class A misdemeanor. He was found guilty, and then it says right here. That was April 7th, 2017. And then he was also fined. Now, I'm not going to actually show the one for the divorce because it has the victim's name. Not victim, my bad. The wife's name. And I'm not trying to put out the ex-wife's name that divorced him back in 2015. For just curiosity's sake, I just said that he previously was married. Previously was married, and she's the one that filed for divorce. Okay. So let's see, July 26, 2016, the complaint was filed for that DUI. Bond was set at $300. He had his first appearance on September 14, 2016. And pre-trial September 2nd, 2016. Discovery is due by August 25th, 2016. Okay, he had his own attorney, Timothy, Patrick Timoney, and let's see here. Okay, so he chose, I guess, to do a bench trial where it's just like a judge and not like a jury. Okay. And then the AR added with a total of $2,779. So it looks like it's taking the same thing as the first DUI from 2015. You know, he had a total of $2,779. Now this time it was way more, about almost like $1,000 more. The bond of $300 applied to it. The bond of $300 applied. Payment of $500 posted. And it says new balance is $1,979. And of course he starts making payments on it. So he's making payments. Now this time around, he must have had some different type of job or employment, because once he started paying, he was paying more. He started making payments of $150. The last time he was making like $25, $50. Like, so he obviously had more of a job or more money, income, it looks like. And then well, right here it says, so he was paying in like chunks of it right there. $200 to $429. Wait, his new balance of $429. And then finally he paid it off in 2018. That was paid off. And the balance is now $0. So he pretty much paid the fines and the fees that were for those two DUIs. He also has some other traffic stuff going on, but of course nobody really cares, focuses that much on traffic depending on what it is. And I'm gonna get into that today. So anyway, that's gonna be it for today, y'all. For some of y'all, I will see y'all tonight on my main channel for our regular smuggler live. Everybody else, any other updates on this case, I will let y'all know. I'm sure we're all curious about certain things. I do have some things I've requested, and I have not gotten those things yet. Now they have reached back to me and said they're working on it, but they have not sent it to me. But once they send me certain things, I will update. For those that are on the replay, please support my channel for free just by what? Hitting that like button. So hit that like button. That's a free way to what? Support my channel. And continue to send prayers to the family of Sonya Massey. Okay. This was a senseless act of violence, unjustifiable use of force, and I'm hoping and praying that there is a conviction for what he needs to be convicted for, which is, guess what? First degree murder. Okay, first degree murder. 1 second. Let me add in one. Actually, I want to add in one other thing real quick. 1 second, y'all. I'm just getting this. Okay, this was also posted as well about Sean. I'm checking this out real quick. I need to look into this myself as well, but they were saying the police officer who shot and killed Sonya Massey had previously been discharged from the Army for serious misconduct, a red flag that should have potentially prevented his hiring as a police officer. Now, again, this is something that somebody else posted. I need to actually request my own information on this, okay? No offense to anybody else, but I definitely would want to have my own receipt. Okay, so I want my own receipt of this. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Now, this is what somebody else is posting, allegedly posting about that he was previously discharged for misconduct. I will want to get my own receipt on this as confirmation. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay, last name Grayson, first name Sean. So let me check something real quick. So okay, so we have Sean P. Grayson. And let me check real quick. Grayson. Yeah, okay, so his name is Sean Patrick Grayson. Sean Patrick Grayson. So that's the right record. And so let me see. Sean P. Grayson, 65149298, part-time law enforcement certification date. June 5th, 2021, certification status. So his license, law enforcement certification status is suspended. So he's suspended. It has a brief employment history with the certification. Let's go back from Pawnee Police Department, part-time, August 11, 2020 to 7/26/2021. That's not even a full year. You didn't even make it a full year at the Pawnee Police Department. And then we have the Kincaid Police Department from, let's see, February 4th, 2021 to 5/18. What the freak? You didn't even last about freaking 3 months. You last like 3 months at the Kincaid Police Department. And then, so I see what people are talking about. Like he stopped one and started another, or he's all right. It looks like he's like one of those, like he was simultaneously at those two. And it says Verdon Police Department. It says May 20th, 2021 to December 31st, 2021. And then the Auburn Police Department, full time. Other was a part time, so he might was. Yeah. Anyway, it says Auburn Police Department is, I guess, his first full time as an officer. And it says July 20th, 2021 to May 1st, 2022. Again, not even lasting a full year at that job. Like you almost made it to a full year, but you didn't make it. And then the next one says Logan County Sheriff's Office, full time, May 1st, 2022 to 4/28, 2023. He just can't seem to make it a full year at a job. Oh, and then finally, Sangamon, the one that now, Sangamon County Sheriff's Office from May 1st, 2023 to 7/17. So he finally made it to a year, and then now he unalived somebody. Somebody with this sort of history, jumping from one police department to the next. He's not even trying to build a foundation or to have a long-term stability. Yeah, exactly, Carmel. But very problematic. So what's going to happen is people are going to be obviously trying to figure out what happened at all of these police departments. Pawnee Police, Kincaid, Vernon, Arbin, Logan, Sangamon. They're going to be wondering what happened at all of these departments. And there's going to be a lot to this. I'm sure people are going to be coming out. I'm sure he has partners he has worked with, certain partners that probably have complaints about him, that notice certain attributes and characteristics, problematic behavior. People are going to be coming out speaking. Because how he interacted with his last person, the last person he was speaking to, working with, should I say, his partner on that last incident with, Sonya, right? He was pretty much trying to be like authoritative and trying to boss him around and be controlling and like, don't render aid, don't do this, a waste of time. He was trying to boss him around. He wasn't really like, he's not really like a team player. He's like a person that likes to control. Like he definitely wants to control and has a certain temperament. So I wouldn't be surprised if other people, past co-workers, employees, had issues with him. I would be suspicious about if someone recently certified has so many jobs in a short amount of time. 30 years old, already divorced. The person filed for divorce, and he was talking about getting married again this year. Part-time law enforcement certification, June 5th. Anyway, that's that on that. I'm definitely going to be looking into this guy some more. I feel like he definitely was problematic way before this happened. I don't see someone jumping from, just being a regular smuggler person to being a murderer. And how he shot her, complete and utter disregard for her life. There has to be a lot of other complaints on him or other things going on with this guy, and I bet it's all going to surface and come out. But anyway, that's going to be it for today, y'all. I definitely do appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way out, and I will see y'all in the next live. Okay, I will see y'all in the next live.